I sent a text to someone that was sick and down for 2 months. I think that was just some days back. And then I told him, he wanted to talk with me. I said, see, just read this text message I'm sending to you. Read it as many times as you can. Read it to yourself. Read it. And as soon as you read it and you feel you've read it enough, stand up. And he told me, just the text. I said, yes. Read that text. Because if it was a herbalist that told you, when you read my text, you will be blind. You will be scared of reading it. Is that not? Because some of us have been taught to believe herbalists more than your pastor. And the person that taught you that, I deliver you from it now. If the herbalist tell you, read this text, when you read the last word, you will die. Some of you will see the first line of that text. Read this text. At the end, you will die. You just close it and keep it. Because you don't want to. I told the person, when you finish reading it, read it many times and then stand up. The person read it throughout that day. In the morning, read it, and then dropped from his bed. Nobody was there. He wanted to practice it first. I don't even know the person. He now came and started walking around. And he sent me text. He said, Apostle, you don't want to believe what just happened. I am walking around my house. I am walking around my house. And I told him, yes, keep walking because you've been healed already. It was a mindset. There are some people, doctor told they have HIV, they went back home and died. What killed them was the information. What killed them was the mindset. Some of them have been living with HIV for 10 years. They didn't know and they were fine. The day they knew, they started dying. Mindset. We're going to pray. You see, because many of us tonight, you will have to come out of wrong thinking. Wrong thinking. You have to come out of it. You have to be free from wrong thinking. It is a killer of destiny. I'm telling you, it will keep you at a spot. You will want to move forward and you realize you are just going around a circle. Mindset. So don't allow your background drive you backward. Cultivate a healthy mindset. Let your mind see the pictures. Let your mind create the images. That's one of the beautiful things the Lord have given to us. I taught us this some times back. The ability to imagine. The ability to imagine is one of the powerful things God has given us as a gift. That where you are seated now, all right, an assignment. Think about your home. See the picture of your room right now. Imagine it. Have you seen it? Did you have to go to your house to see it before seeing it? How did you see it? Imagination. You travel to your house, you saw the house, you are seeing it now, and you enter your room, you are seeing, some of you are seeing your bed and seeing everything. Where you are seated now, you are seeing it. It's called imagination. This is the same way you can enter your 10 years and see everything God has for you. Then tell yourself, I know what God has for me. The Bible says, I know the thoughts I think towards you. They are not evil, they are good, to give you an expected end. So you can live now and enter into your expected end. See it. After seeing it, come back and say, I have strength to push in this journey. I can't be discouraged. Imagination. Image. Nation. The nation that you can create in your imaginations. Imagine. If you keep imagining villages, where will you go to? The Bible says imagine nations. You see why I can't think villages? Because God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all you can ask or imagine nations. For me, nations are waiting for me. Nations. Don't allow your mind drag you to villages. Nations. That was what happened to Joshua. One time Joshua, at the end of his journey, 85 years, guess what he was telling the Lord? I conquered the king of Jerusalem. I conquered the king of Og. I conquered the king of Bashan. God was folding his hands and allowing him to talk. When he finished talking, God said, are you done? He said, yes, these are the nations I conquered. I think from chapter 14, God opened by saying, Joshua, there were nations and continents you didn't conquer. You conquered kings, individuals, and you were bragging. What I had for you were nations. What I had for you was continent. There are a lot of believers like that. They've decided to settle for villages, decided to settle for little result. Meanwhile, God is saying, imagine nations. You can enter it in your mind before you enter it with your legs.